Hi, how are you doing tonight? We're just getting ready to go live with Wild Women with Wine. And I am here live on YouTube, and we're going to be going live on Instagram as well with Karen Lee Potter. So if you're not over there on Instagram to see both of us, you can hang out here with me. And then I'll put up the video of the two of us on YouTube later. You'll be seeing a different video come up every week for Wild Women with Wine and our different topics. We have some questions we're going to be answering today, and always we want your questions, your input, topics that you want us to cover, any questions that you may have about sex, love, relationships, intimacy, health, all of those things. So hi, how you doing? Good to see you. So anyways, I'm waiting for Karen to pop on here on Instagram, and that way we can get our conversation going. So how have you been? Tell me what's going on with you. In the comments, if you can write to me and hey Randy, and send me your questions, and also let me know where you're from. It's always fun to see where people are streaming from to the shows that we're doing, and I'll share that with Karen. You should be able to hear her voice when she comes on, and I do like to do a little sound check. So when she comes on, I'll ask you what it is that you want, if you can hear her. So Karen just texted me she's running a few minutes late. And so we can chat for a minute while we're waiting for her. So let me know. So Dallas, Texas, and Menifee, California. Where is that? I'm in California. I've never heard of Menifee. Where is that? I'm curious. Are you guys having wine with me tonight? I'm having a little wine, little Zinfandel. And that's good. So we're all surviving the election period of 2020. I don't know how, I won't say it out loud, but 2020 has definitely been a challenge year for all of us. So we're really hoping that we get something good happening at the end of 2020 and in 2021 for sure. So Temecula, near Temecula, Southern California. Okay, I know where that is. Awesome. So if you're checking in, let us know where you're from. And we're going to be talking about sex, love, intimacy, communication. And Karen and I are each going to share a little bit about our story of, becoming the women that we are today and some of the challenges that we faced. So because really what we work to do is to inspire younger women to know that sexiness, fun, great sex, intimacy, talent, satisfaction of life, all of those things don't end when you turn 40 or 50 or 60. So, you can have this vibrant, full, exciting life all the way through. And Karen and I have both been through some major challenges in life, and we've overcome them. And because of that, we feel stronger than ever and more empowered. And so our goal is to inspire younger women to know that that's possible. So if you know women who are struggling and who really are suffering with, feeling of insecurity or anxiety about their aging, or are panicking about, who they are and what they're going to be and all those things that we get beat up by society for, have them tune into this show each week, because that's really our passion, is to inspire younger women to know that it's going to be okay, and we're going to support them through this. So that's a really key thing that we do here. Age is just a number, absolutely. Honestly, I probably feel younger and more vital now than I did when I was in my 30s. So undateable right now. Not sure why. Had a number of women out and always get some kind of excuse. I'm divorced, I'm 58. So that's, what we should talk about is, what kind of things are what's your dating pattern? If you've gone on several dates and they've all ended the same way, there's two things that I would look at. One is, how are you picking these dates? What qualities are you looking for? And then when you're on the date, what are you bringing to the date? What part of your personality are you letting shine through? What energy do you bring? What is your intention for the date? How do you treat women? How do you think of women? What's your perception of women? Are you bitter? Are you resentful? Or do you have a chip on your shoulder? Or are you open and interested? There's all kinds of things that when we're meeting new people that we need to understand about our get some feedback. The other thing that I'm big on is having some kind of clarity. And so you might, if this has happened several times, if you can text them or email them, send them a little note and just say, I'm trying to understand myself better in this dating world. And can you let me know what your perception was of me at that date? Not what did I do wrong, or, what didn't I do right, or anything like that, but what's your perception of me? And just be very open, and don't give them any feedback. Just say, thanks for sharing that with me. But you might be able to learn something from them. So, all right, Karen is up and running here. So I will ask to join. I'm going to turn my light up a little bit here. Make sure that doesn't wash me out. Are you there? Hello. I can't see you, Karen. What did I do? So I'm not sure what happened. Karen, you went dark. Okay, I'll ask again here. Okay, am I in? There. Hi.
Yeah. For a while I was thinking this is not going to work. How you doing? What's my sound is
so
okay.
I have I've got several people over here on YouTube, and I've got a couple of great questions from men about dating. So
okay.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
So can I read you one, and can you let me know if you can hear Karen? She's talking. I'll turn her up. I'll turn you up and on a little bit there, honey girl.
There's a picture I just put down there.
Are you drinking?
I know. Oh yeah. Oh, we're opposing forces here. I'm also wearing blue.
Notice what I'm wearing tonight for our theme?
Oh, wild women. You are very you're all together tonight. I am the
tonight.
All discombobulated.
Tonight.
Good night.
Okay. So yeah.
A fun night.
Yes.
A wild night.
Wow.
And a wild night with women.
Yes.
We want women. Hi, Brendan and Eric. First. Whoa.
So I
have
asked my gentleman on YouTube to invite women to our weekly shows, because I said, because what we do and our story that we have to share is really an inspiration to women, especially women who are younger or even around our age, who are newly single or struggling to feel good about themselves, or all those things that we can support them. We can give them whatever we got,
from wherever you are, even if it's
Negril. Yeah. Yes.
What's up, YouTubers? Joe Jude, your live channel rocks. Kick out the creepy lady, though. What? Which creepy lady? We were looking for creepy ladies, by the way. If you find any, let me know.
We like
Elizabeth,
creepy ladies.
hello. We got a woman, Elizabeth. Yes, we are looking for some chicks from chicas.
Yeah.
What else?
We want more women. So,
Mr. Dr. Good Helmet, what up with you?
So Randy says that he feels like he's undateable right now because, and he's not sure why, he's had asked a number of women out, and he always gets some kind of excuse. He's divorced. He's 58 years old. So,
Okay,
what?
Randy?
Here comes Karen.
Yeah, Randy. What are you trying as far as like online dating services?
Okay. So Randy,
I would start with that.
Yeah. How are you meeting these women? That would be a good first question.
Yeah, I mean, especially right now, it's like literally impossible to meet anybody unless you're,
And then
work-wise or something.
Another gentleman he's dated a woman that is
Why are you calling them gentlemen? They may not be gentlemen.
Well, these guys are, because I've known these guys for a long time. So these are gentlemen. He's dated. He's 32 and she's 49. So he's dated his own cougar.
I love it. Cougar's roar. By the way,
Cougar's roar.
I'm not to get political, but
okay.
I'm just going to say that I promised if Joe Biden wins that I will twerk.
Yeah.
And I promised to keep my promise. I will twerk. I've already given a preview on TikTok. So
we'll twerk for Biden.
And will you also twerk?
Me?
Nancy?
No, I don't twerk.
Yes. You don't twerk.
No.
Will you do anything since Biden won? Like, would you give a cheer?
I'll stand on my head.
Would you give a toast? Just stand on your head?
Yeah.
You can do a headstand.
Yeah.
Of course you can do it. Why am I surprised? Why am I not surprised? This girl, by the way, is like a yoga expert. She's a yogi. I'm a beginner / intermediate yogi, even though I've been doing it for like 15 years. And
if all of these people join me in Jamaica next June, I will do a headstand at 3 a.m. on a paddleboard out in the ocean naked.
Oh, did you hear this? You have an opportunity to see Nancy, who's got a bang-up body, like my dad, naked if you go to Jamaica with her. And the group is called, you can find it on Instagram, Exotic Lifestyle Events.
Yeah.
Or just look at her website or anything like that. Or Instagram. It's everywhere. SC Guy, I'm in love with my wonderful and beautiful and loving Mom Maureen. Aw, that's so nice. What a tribute. Get Maureen on here, will you please?
All right. So Randy says meeting on dating sites, from work, stuff like that. So
yeah, those are good opportunities. It only takes one, Randy, and right now, a lot of people are having difficulties, so I wouldn't judge by right now.
That's true.
Sounds like you're a nice guy, and you'll find somebody.
That's true.
Just don't be so hard on yourself. And if you're by yourself, there's advantages, especially right now. A lot of people are having difficulties living with. I talked to 3 friends today, all in relationships, living with their men, and they're like, "Whoa, this is not the easiest thing."
Yeah.
So be happy you're by yourself sometimes. It's not a bad plan.
And Randy says he is a gentleman.
I knew you'd be a gentleman. So we also have lots of questions here. I forgot to share with you.
Okay.
And I thought we would go through them.
All right, let's go through the questions.
So the questions are more entertaining than our answers.
Are condoms really necessary?
Nancy, put your head up so that they can see your head, because it'll cover your head.
Okay.
Scoot up or down, or
does that work?
Show some.
I'll put my chin on it. Okay.
She looks like Humpty Dumpty now. If you could get your head, what did you do last time?
Well, I think you put it up for a second and then you just took it down. So
okay. Here's the question: are condoms really necessary, or raw is best thing? And I know that both Nancy and I are going to. How did I get the? Oh, here we go. I think we're unanimous in saying 100% you need to wear condoms. I'll just say speak for myself. Wear a fucking condom. Done. I suppose.
I think if you're in a relationship with somebody and you've established some boundaries and you both are getting tested regularly, there's probably some room for maneuvering that. But
if it's a new relationship, I want. When I first started dating any of the guys that I've been with, especially not especially, but for example, my boyfriend, I had to see a written test. I didn't want to even hear possible. I needed to see it in writing before there was no condoms.
Yeah,
there has to be condoms. And we're not even talking about for pregnancy. I'm talking about that, of course, is important, but I'm talking about for the STDs and now for COVID. You just got to wear condom. Even Dr. Ruth just said it the other day.
Wear condom.
Or wear one of these.
What is that?
This is a Koteka. My father brought this back for me. Isn't that nice of him? I forgot what country it was from, but they have a giant one of them. I only got a medium-sized one. This is supposed to protect the gentleman's penis from I don't know what.
Does he put it? You're supposed to put it inside. You put it inside. You put your penis inside of that, and then what do you?
Put your penis in there. Not just you walk around with it dangling around, and you introduce yourself to your little friend. Now, I just might add something else about this Koteka. This is going to be a lot more uncomfortable than a condom.
Yeah.
So just be happy if all you have to do is wear a condom. Just thought I'd share that Koteka with you guys because you are my special friend.
We have a little feedback from Randy on the advice, and he goes, "That's all I hear is you'll find someone." And I know that gets hard. That gets hard to hear.
But But it is hard to hear that you'll find someone.
Yeah.
But I'm also saying if you don't find someone, you're going to be okay as well. I found, and this is true for myself and for other people, that when you stop looking and stop being so focused on that, you will meet somebody. And also think about who you are looking at for potential mates, because it could be that you only are looking for a specific type, and that might not be the right thing for you. You should open yourself out to all different types of shapes, sizes, races, religions, colors, creeds, whatever. Just open up your boundaries a little. Randy, are you only going after a certain type of woman? Maybe that woman isn't the best fit for you. I'd say open your boundaries.
Yeah.
Open it up.
Yeah, because I think if you have a type and you're trying to fit, if you've created a box for a person that you want, and you're not open to meeting new people and expanding that, chances are that whoever would fit in that box isn't the right one for you anyway. So I think, when you're trying to swim upstream, if you keep getting beat back by the stream, maybe just turn around and go down the other way.
or maybe switch off to the side. You don't need a side, Don't just stick in the same stream.
Yeah.
Elizabeth.
Don't just dip in the same kind of stream. There we go.
Elizabeth says, we do need more women in here. Am I really the only one with you ladies? Elizabeth, as far as I know, unfortunately, yes. Well, I guess my age qualifies me as a cougar. I'm not currently dating anyone younger than me. Elizabeth, are you dating anybody? And do you have any questions or comments for the gentleman, Randy, here, who said he can't seem to find anybody?
Would Elizabeth like to meet Randy?
Elizabeth, would you like to meet Randy? He's a very nice guy.
Maybe we'll start a matchmaking service.
This is a matchmaking service, Elizabeth. He's the same age, I guess, 50s.
Yeah, 53, he said. 58.
Let's see.
58.
Jonathan saying, Karen, what do you think of Trump? Of Trump basis accusations, liberal conspiracy to steal the election?
Can we say?
Well, I think it's all
bullshit.
Bullshit. That's all I think about it. I think that's the biggest crock of shit. And I was this Van Jones. He said it so eloquently. The way Trump was so racist when what he just said about the two. I know one state was Michigan. He was saying that people in Detroit are basically thieves and immoral and cheat.
Wow.
I just was I was so upset. He was practically in tears. I mean, jeez, I don't even know where to begin. Anyway, we're not going to go down there right now. Let's go back to our questions.
Okay.
Here we go. Here's a question. Your favorite holiday? It's a good question. Thank you, Guzman. I think. On YouTube, what's your favorite holiday? Elizabeth, what's your favorite holiday?
What's your favorite holiday on YouTube?
Shout out to Lady. We'd like to know your favorite holiday. Do you have a favorite holiday? Yes.
No. Nothing comes to mind. I mean, I enjoy the holidays, but they always seem like so much work.
And pressure.
Yeah, and pressure. So I like my birthday.
I nearly said, well, since our birthdays are 2 days apart and it's a national holiday, that's what I was going to choose. I was going to choose my birthday. In Mother's Day. I think I'm going to choose Mother's Day since you took our birthday.
Okay.
I'm choosing Mother's Day because my kids take me to a winery. They know me. They know what I like.
There you go.
I like a winery on my birthday with his music playing, and we do wine tastings. And I get up and I start dancing. I know you find it very difficult to believe. It's fun.
That sounds
it's
fun.
Absolutely fun. So
Yeah.
Thank you for that question because I didn't really think about it, but yeah, I think that our birthdays and Mother's Day sound like a good plan.
Yeah. I mean, when I had little kids,
question.
Christmas was fun, but
Christmas is fun, or Hanukkah, or whatever you
Yeah.
celebrate. The next question is, Elizabeth's turning 44. I do have a question. No matter the age, I have a terrible track record choosing men. How do I figure out if a man is being honest and I find the list? This is good. I'm going to go away to the big question for a minute. Let's go to Elizabeth's question about
okay.
she's 44.
Randy, listen carefully to this. Okay.
Randy, listen up.
Yeah.
Elizabeth's 44, terrible track record of picking men that obviously she can't trust. I think that is one of the hardest things to do is to find someone you can trust.
Yes.
I just think it's the first reaction of guy, or for me, I think the first reaction is that if they think you are going to disagree with them on something or shame them or make them feel bad about something, they're going to lie. So, I mean, if for example, if a guy is if he's not monogamous, he's going to lie if you ask him. So I guess the main thing I would do to get away from being with guys that are like that is to be really open and honest and communicative. That's the only thing I could say. It's tough though. Just keep going after the wrong dude.
And it takes time to learn to trust somebody. They have to earn your trust. So honest to God, Mark and I were together 17 years, and I had this epiphany one night in a hot tub where I actually felt in my body that I finally trusted him. And I got
5 years to go then.
Yeah. And honestly, that shocked the hell out of him because he always assumed I trusted him. But he's not lived my past. And so
that's the thing. The older you are too, the more shit you've gone through. And Elizabeth, I'm sure you've had many relationships. You're 44. It's really hard to trust when you've had a lot of reasons not to trust. So
I'm a firm believer. I think people have to earn your trust. They have to earn your loyalty. They have to earn your time.
But how does she pick a guy that's going to be trustworthy as opposed to the guys that she's been in?
Well, then she needs to make a couple of appointments with me because I help her create a list.
All right, Elizabeth, make appointments with Nancy. You can go to her website, Dr. Sutton Pierce. Is it your website?
Dr. NSP that works.
Dr. NSP, Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce. She's going to help you cure you of your bad choices.
You know what I have a lot. I'm working with a lot of single people right now. Partially because this has to have been like the hardest year ever for people who are single, because how do you start a relationship?
Right. Well, I also think it's actually good in some ways.
Okay.
I've been talking about that on my podcast, and you guys all know I do podcast Sex Talk with My Mind. You can see in the background here on YouTube. because my son is single, and we always talk about the fact that he likes it, and I can see why. You start out with a Zoom. You start out with just no sex involved, obviously. Just, just meeting the person on the Zoom, and then you can see like what is their body language like? What are they saying? Listen to what they're saying. Having real intense like one-on-one conversations, so you really just know the person first.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's an advantageous position to be in.
I think so too. I think it's had to bring back the idea of courting and writing letters, in a new age way, where you're having to express yourself and you're having to learn to communicate with another person and know what kind of questions to ask them rather than just jumping right into the sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would hold off on the sex as long as you can, because you can't really go back once you open that Pandora's box. I was talking to a woman the other day, and I said, what we forget about is when we were teenagers, or when we had a brand new interaction, and we just sat next to each other, and your arms accidentally brush. Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, and the electricity that goes through you. I mean, that's like orgasmic energy that you don't have to just go and fuck. You can enjoy that for a while, and then when they first reach and hold your hand the first time, oh my God, it's like you melt. The first kiss. We need to savor those experiences.
Yeah, those are the best.
Yeah,
I mean,
Mark and I hugged. We hugged for months before he ever kissed me. Hugged. He would just hold me.
I can't say the same for me. I was the opposite.
Yeah. He was the first. He was the first one that I ever did anything that I ever did that with and extended that with, and we've been together for 34 years.
Hugging is underrated. Kissing is underrated. Kissing is awesome.
Yeah.
Especially when it's brand new. Here's a question: why women judge me when I tell them I'm attracted to mature women, which is a common problem.
Who are you telling? Who are you telling? Who's judging you? Younger women?
Yeah. No, the older women.
So older women are judging.
Why women judge you when you're so the younger women are judging you. Who gives a shit then?
Yeah. If you're not attracted to younger women, what does it matter? Repeat after me. What other people think of me.
What other people think of me.
Is none of my business.
Is none of my business.
There you have it.
I love that. I fucking love it. I love when people get to a certain point in their life and they're like, you know what? I don't give a fuck what people think about me. Now, myself and Nancy, we're on the freaking internet. We're sharing stuff that we probably would never have shared in our earlier days with even our best friends.
We are literally putting our asses out there.
Everything. We're putting our asses out there. So if we can do it, you guys can do it. If we can get online and share our thoughts and beliefs and just telling stories about our past mistakes, even if we can do that, then you guys can do that.
Well, and we need to start sharing some of the criticisms we get that we have to endure. Some of the harsh, horrible things.
Criticisms? I've never had any criticisms.
Right? Yeah. No.
I got so many criticisms recently.
People are so mean. Mean to us. So when all my gentlemen come in.
The more they're mean to me, the more I either A, block them and don't pay attention to them,
right,
or B, go after them because I'm like, this one needs to be taught a lesson.
I know.
Most likely they don't get it.
I wax and wane. If I'm feeling like a schoolmarm, smack them upside the head.
Yeah, if I feel like I'm in the mood to teach, I will teach. Because sometimes
that's true.
I've had people somehow found my phone number on the internet, and I made it.
Oh no!
That freaked me out. And and started asking me questions, and wanted to send dick pictures and stuff like that. And I said, listen, I could hang up right now and dial the, have the police involved for harassment or whatever, but I think you're probably a nice person and don't realize, because you're poorly educated, how offensive it is that you're doing this, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to apologize to me. And guess what? Apologize.
Wow. And he didn't bother you again?
I blocked him anyway.
Yeah.
It is totally uncool to do that.
Totally uncool.
Anyway.
So one of my gentlemen says, hurt people hurt others. And that's true. That's true. I mean,
yeah, that's true too. Right.
But we can only take so much of that being in the media world, we don't really enjoy that. And so for people to think that we're asking for it, no, nobody asks for that. We're here to help. Honest to God. We are here to inspire and help. We're not making any money doing this tonight. We're here out of the kindness of our hearts. So,
I don't know if you guys can hear this, but we're here out of the kindness of our hearts. And we are also here to entertain you. Elizabeth saying, I love that. Thank you. Oh, yeah, more shit all the time. Yep. Let's see. Brendan, if you want to see Nancy, she's on Instagram right now and also on her YouTube page.
Yeah.
And I thank you for the compliments. Here we go.
Okay.
Question from Gustavo. We've never gotten this question before. The question is, what is our favorite sexual position? Do you have a favorite sexual position, Nancy, or does it change and like the wind?
I like them all.
She said she likes them all. There's sometimes I don't like certain positions. I'll be honest. Sometimes I don't like certain positions. Sometimes in the mood to experiment, I like different positions.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just like, if you got something going in a certain dance, sometimes I like to just go with the dance.
Yeah. I mean, sex is a dance, so you're dancing with this person. So the stronger a partner is and the more they can move you around and kind of reposition you, yeah. Just
all right.
Kind of let you into that one, didn't I?
Yeah, here we go. All right, next question. What is something fun to do on a first date or when you are in a relationship? So what's a fun thing to do?
A first date. I mean, I think obviously if you have to find out what you have in common. But I think it's fun to turn somebody on to something that maybe they've never done before. So if you've never, gone, if you're in a city and you've never gone to the, the top of a building and watch the sunset, or, ridden on the subway, or gone for a walk in the mountains, or, something, something kind of different that you could kind of turn somebody onto that's not doesn't cost a lot and is simple.
Right. That's what I was going to say. I think you don't want to make it something that costs a lot of money at first, because I had a friend, all she wants to do is go out with someone who can take her out to a nice dinner, and you know what? It really fucks everything up when that's all you want. If all you want is a nice dinner, I'd rather eat McDonald's and go watch the sunset at the top of the building than. I'm not a big foodie, so just be creative. Be creative.
And I think you're on a date. You're trying to find out about the other person, what blows their skirt up, but you're also trying to share with them
what blows their skirt up.
Yeah, you're trying to share with them what blows your skirt up. So, you want to invite them. Like if you haven't, the person you're dating has never gone bowling, invite them bowling. Go do something fun, different.
Yeah, do something fun. Do something where you're interacting and not like. I don't recommend seeing a movie.
No, because you can't talk.
I don't even recommend. I remember. I love concerts. I literally thrive. It's my happy place. But I wouldn't even recommend that on a first date.
No.
And early relationship, yeah, for sure. I think that's my happy place when I'm over in those concerts. But if it's like a first date, I want to get to know the person, and talk to the person, and really understand who the person is. And you can't really do that if you're, if too much else is interfering.
Right.
See, I'm a little ADD, so I can't focus that much on conversation if there's too much going on.
Yeah, it's like squirrel.
Here's a question from Arun. Is it important to satisfy mature women orally. How about this? Yes.
Well, I think it's important to satisfy your partner.
Yeah.
Period.
Or
Find out
sure
what your partner likes. Not everybody
Yes,
is into
that's
oral, and just because you're mature doesn't mean
That's true.
you're
I
into
should
oral
say
and
yes.
somebody who's
Yeah.
young isn't. You know, find out what your partner
You're
likes.
right. You're right. I apologize. That is not necessarily the answer that I meant. If your partner is experimental and is into oral, then you should try to satisfy her if she wants you to satisfy her with oral. But that could be a part of a whole buffet of things to do.
Yeah, it's a buffet. Sex is so much more than just, putting a penis in a vagina, or putting a penis in a mouth, or putting a penis in a butt, or it's about
putting a penis in. What about putting a penis in the coteca?
There you go. Put it in your
It's
coteca.
more than that too.
Shove it up a coteca.
Shove your coteca where you didn't know. What we're trying to say is that every woman is a snowflake. Just like every guy doesn't like their dick stroked a certain way.
Right.
Everybody likes something different, and it could, wax and wane from one time to the next. So the most important thing I can tell you from experience is listening.
Yes.
Observing and listening, communicating. All these things are the most important thing if you really want to be good at that.
Well, and as the receiver, it's imperative that you give some signals of what you like. You don't just lay there and do the porn moan. Oh, 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 oh.
What kind of porn are you listening to?
Old porn, but
it sounds like a sea lion.
I know. Well, if you listen to most of them, it's like it's like a soundtrack that they just replay, because there's no.
Don't get your education from sea lions or porn.
Yeah. No, not from sea lions.
Anyway, I think if you can really focus on her and ask her what she likes, you're gonna have it all.
Yeah. Find out what you both like. Share it.
Share it, baby. Share the love.
Sure.
You won't be able to satisfy someone unless you know what they like to be satisfied with. And also,
the sexiest thing on the earth is knowing what your partner likes, because then you've got the keys. If you keep it a mystery as to what your partner likes or wants, you're preventing them from knowing how to please you.
It's funny that you say that, because I wrote an article about training your lover like the way you do a puppy. To me, you don't want the opposite, which is you're with a lover and you're faking an orgasm just because you want to get sex over with. That means that every time the guy did something to you and he thinks that that's what you wanted,
right,
you're training him the wrong thing. So if the guy thinks that you love to have your nipples bitten and you hate that, but you're just moaning and groaning so it could be over with, you're teaching him to bite your nipples every
exactly.
time. And you don't like that.
Exactly.
So don't ever fake an orgasm.
No.
If you're a woman. And if you're a guy, make sure you ask her what she likes, and don't just assume because your last girlfriend liked to have her nipples bitten, your current girlfriend likes her nipples bitten. I don't know what I'm fixated on nipples for.
What's interesting
Dr.
is how many guys fake orgasms.
Guys fake orgasms too.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Okay.
Why is everybody faking everything?
So we have somebody from Thailand.
Yes, he's from Thailand.
No, Thailand.
And
Thailand.
Like to seek your advice about doing something.
I would love to do events in Thailand. Oh my God. Write me. Call me.
Yeah, I don't know if he's talking about events, but are you coaches? I would say we're coaches.
Yes.
Why not?
Yeah.
Sure.
We have the team spirit.
We got kindred spirit. We can coach a team.
Yeah.
When it started as a tomboy relationship, later I felt used, so I quit. I guess what he's saying is sometimes you start as a, wait, what am I doing here? I'm trying to there. I think he's trying to say that sometimes you start out as just friends, you get stuck in the friend zone, maybe?
Yeah, not sure. That was unclear.
Nancy's events in Thailand. Did you have events in Thailand?
I would love to have events in Thailand. Yeah. Write me.
But have you had any?
No, I haven't had any yet, but I'm open.
Do you guys have events regularly? We do this every Thursday. We're the wild women of the Wild West.
And I have events in hedonism. I have a February event for couples and a June event for singles and couples. So it's a 7-day retreat.
Go there.
Go to my website, drnsp.com.
Sutton Pierce,
dr.
Pierce.com. All right, you know what I'm saying. Yes, Sutton Pierce. Okay.
Nancy Sutton Pierce.
NSP.
If you just Google Nancy Sutton Pierce, all that crap comes up. Okay.
I think we've had this question before, and I don't know why this guy loves to ask this question.
Yeah. Would you date a guy wearing tights? We answered that. We don't care.
We answered.
We're going to take them off anyway.
We don't give a what we do care about is that they're dirty, stained, they have holes, and they're stretched out. Yeah, don't make it disgusting. Don't. We don't want shit stains in there either.
No. So I have a question here I have to address on my YouTube. So can your guests maybe learn from you? My guests always learn from me in my classes, in my retreats, but I'm not a sex worker. So I hope that answers your question.
Oh, okay. I thought you were. Jeez. I am married and I feel blocked in my marriage because I don't have personal life and I feel boring. I am in Orlando.
I feel boring?
Okay, I'm reading it. I'm married and I feel blocked in my marriage because I don't have personal life and I feel boring. I'm in Orlando.
Well, if you're boring, stop being boring.
And he said he needs your help.
Call me. Set up a session.
I don't know if he meant. I feel bored. I think because he's in a marriage and it's probably monogamous, and he doesn't feel like there's a lot of excitement going on there. And right now is a really tough time in general. So a lot of people are having difficulties. But I would say that you can talk to someone like Dr. Nancy, or you can also try to introduce different things into your marriage. You know. Bring in the sex toys. Watch some porn with her.
Well, I have a whole program. I have a whole program that helps couples reconnect and reignite the fire. So they need to go to my website. I do a retreat for 7 days in Jamaica. I work with couples individually. I give them actually specific practices that they can do. I guide them through it. Most of it is communication. And then I give them other practices they can do in private. But I really help couples reconnect and reignite that fire.
And right now, a lot of people need it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay. But in the meantime, if you don't do any of that, try some new stuff. Open up your tool bag of different things and try some new stuff. There's all kinds of things you can do to spice it up.
Get out that sexy tool bag.
Everybody needs this little sexy tool bag. You don't even need to spend a lot of money on all these things. You can literally take a piece of ribbon and make a blindfold. Blindfold each other, handcuff each other with the same ribbons. I'm big on ribbons right now. So try doing things that you haven't done. Try different rooms. Try different positions. Try, go to eroticdipsy.com/mom. And listen to audio porn together. There's all kinds of things you can do. Yeah.
If you're feeling, I've always had the opinion. So just so I can preface that if you're bored, it's generally because you're boring.
No. Vegan Happy Fit says he is not making me feel sexually excited. So I think she's not saying she's bored. She's trying to say that their sex life is boring.
Yeah.
And he's not making her feel sexual excitement,
Well, what
which
is she?
does happen frequently.
They both people have to. I mean, I just counseled a couple that have been together 7 years. It's a 7-year itch. They were both bored out of their minds, but both of them were waiting for the other person to ignite the fire.
Wow. So vegan happy fit. Maybe you need to ignite the fire there.
Somebody's got to start it. So if you're the one voicing your unhappiness, start igniting the fire. Seduce.
Well, she's
entice.
She's saying, I don't feel like anymore myself, my husband, and I would like to try new beautiful experiences. Have you talked to him about it? Like, that's something that you need to express to him and talk to him and see what he has to say. Maybe there's some things that you guys can try that you haven't tried yet.
Absolutely. But you have to talk to your partner about it.
First, have you communicated vegan and happy fit? Have you talked to your husband about it, or boyfriend? Yeah, husband. How to deal with not wanting to wait long before I have sex with a new partner, but wanting to be respected also. Well, we just talked about that earlier in this podcast. Just wait. Push yourself. You can do this. It's called self-discipline. I don't have a lot of it, but try it.
I worry that people think it's an all or none deal. That if they're not going to have sex, then they just don't want to touch. And I would say, go with use the sensuality and use that sexual electricity. Enjoy that process. Make it last. It's like yeah, it's like if you're eating this really great meal, you don't want to wolf it down in 5 minutes. You want to savor it. You want to make it last. You want to enjoy it.
Right.
So a lot of people think that it's an all or none deal, and there's so much sensuality and pleasure that can be derived working up to the sex, the actual penetrative sex.
This is me saying there's 4 bases.
Yeah, play baseball. Back to baseball.
Play baseball. Stay at first base for a little bit. So vegan happy fit, I did talk to him, and he's always telling me the same thing, that I'm hearing everything, but I don't. So it's up to you. You want to change things up a little bit, bring in some of the tools we just talked about, try something new.
Yeah.
Bring out your vibrator, see what he says. I bet you'll freak out if he watches you play with your vibrator.
Like you said, Karen,
something new.
Have sex in a different room. Just go to a different room. Even if it's a closet.
Or
it's kind of hot.
Or try a different time of day. Or just, dress up like a character. Do something like walk around in high heels with nothing on. Men are so visual. I can't imagine that your husband will get a little bit turned down if you walk around with some spiky high heel boots. Nancy, I'm sure, has a closet full of them.
I do. And most of them I can't walk in, but damn, they look good upside down.
Hello there, Fabio.
All right, I got a question over here. All right.
What do you got?
So a couple of things. One is, do I ever need single men to help with my classes? Not to help with my classes, but we do invite single men to come and learn about being men in the new world.
Help you with you.
Yeah, no.
I wanted to help you in case you needed some volunteer models.
And then also, on average, how long does a good lovemaking session last? From my experience, it's a 24/7 thing. 24/7.
She thinks it's 20%. Now she's saying you're fucking for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
No, good lovemaking.
She's not just saying it.
I didn't say fucking. I said good lovemaking. So
lovemaking. Because 90% is up here anyway. A lot of the stuff is going on way before you even come here taking any clothes.
Listen, I'm gonna be really blunt here. Not that I haven't been before.
He's gonna get blunt. I'm turning this up. Let's take a listen. Okay, go for it.
You're gonna get blunt. You cannot be bossy and an asshole and demeaning and critical for 16 hours and then at the 17th hour say, let's go make love, baby.
Yeah. Okay. So basically,
he or she is not going to be into it. So you got to be, kindness is the number one important thing in relationships. Kindness.
Did you hear that? Let's listen one more time. Kindness is the number one important quality in a relationship.
Yeah, kindness.
I like that one. I think that's right, because who the hell wants to have sex if someone's being mean or yelling at you?
Well, there's nothing like people think they have makeup sex, but there's something pathologic that happens there. But the reality is that when people are mean, that chips away at the desirability of you.
Yes. I have found that to be very true. If I'm in a fight, the last thing I want to do is have sex, because I'm just so irritated.
Yeah.
Until it's resolved, until I feel good about myself and the relationship, I'm not going to have sex. That's it.
Yeah. So
you can still cuddle
24/7.
and do other shit, but I mean, it's not going to necessarily make me feel relaxed when I have sex.
How
a real man does not associate with or date another man. What the hell? What is that macho crap?
Yeah, that's not true. Real men have love and have sex with other real men also.
Vegan, happy, fit. Is any of the stuff helping you at all that we're talking about? Because you said I need your advice because I'm really not happy with my husband. But is anything that we've said so far helped? Because we've given you a lot of, I think, very good advice and tips.
Well, I would say this person, if they want individual attention, needs to make an appointment with one of us.
Okay.
What can I do to get a date with you? Nothing.
There you go. Sorry, Wallace.
Nothing.
Anyway.
That's not what we're here for.
Elizabeth has found you, Dr. Nancy. She looked up your website.
Awesome.
And she found you. She's going to go to you. She's going to get some help from you.
Awesome. I'm happy. I love working with people who really want and have passion for having more passion in their lives, and who are ready to do the work. And, I give them fun homework, and I give them heart opening homework, and I give them deep digging homework. But I work with people very gently and lovingly. And so, let her know that she'll be safe. She'll be appreciated. She's not going to
be safe.
Yeah.
You're happy. And she's amazing. So if anyone has any questions, we are all out of questions that have been submitted prior to this. And we've got another 5 or so minutes left. So lay those questions on us, or Dr. Ann and I will just talk about the meaning of life.
I have a couple of questions here that I got on my thing. So, one, how do you make your partner enjoy your fantasies with you?
That's a good question. How do you make your partner do anything?
Yeah. That make word always makes me bristle. It's like, what? No, you don't.
You can't make your partner do anything. Let's face facts, okay? Because when you want to control them and make them do something, it's going to upset them, and they probably rebel against it by not wanting to do it. So let's just start with that. But there are ways that you can entice somebody to do things that you want them to. If you could talk to them and say how much it would really turn you on by trying new things, I don't have a problem with you suggesting things.
Well, I actually teach a whole class on fantasies and taboos, and how to get couples talking about it. And one of the first things that I tell people to do is ask your partner what their fantasies are, instead of just making your partner enjoy your fantasies. That can feel like pressure, and that can be overwhelming. But if you find out first, if you've got these really vibrant fantasies, and then you check in.
What if they say I don't have any?
Then you can say, well, can we create some? And then I do this whole practice of creating a mutual fantasy, which is so fun.
Does one of them include a yoga teacher?
No.
No. Does one of them include Dr. Patient?
No. I mean, I
You
teach
gotta go
them.
to my fantasy classes because my fantasy classes are insane.
Well, I don't inject my fantasies on them. I get them to pull into they create a mutual fantasy. So the practice is I say a sentence and then you say the next one. And then so we create a story.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. So I got on an airplane. I didn't know where I was going, and I ended up in a land that I had never been before. And I stepped off the plane and the air hit my skin, and it was like this warm bath of eroticism. And I turned around, and the thing I saw
Oh, you turned around and you saw a guy that looked like your all-time fantasy. This guy was so freaking hot that his name was Fabio. This guy was literally the hottest guy you've ever seen in your life. And he was really into yoga instructors.
So I just offered him some free yoga classes. And he had a motorcycle, and he had an extra helmet, and he handed me the helmet, and I put it on, and I climbed on, and I straddled him from behind, and we jumped on his motorcycle, and we whisked off up this mountain to this most exotic, beautiful.
Oh, a place where there was a harem. Not only was there was about a harem of 25 equally good-looking men in there.
No, that's a himum.
There were a harem and a harem, yeah. And all these guys were like, I'm just waiting for you.
So that's
and they're like,
so
that's
this
how you do it.
So this is how I help people create a joint erotic story. Now I've done this.
I love that.
I've done this in a
We're
room
gonna play that game
with 50 people, and I break them break them up into groups of 10, and they sit around a table or in a circle, and somebody writes it down, and they write down and they create. I give them like 30 minutes because it takes a while for most people to warm up. And then they have to read their stories aloud to everybody. Oh my God, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. But I teach couples to do that.
We should do that. This is homework for next week. For anybody watching this now or later, we want you to write down in one paragraph or two your fantasy.
Okay.
Write down a fantasy.
We'll share.
We'll read them all.
We'll share all the fantasies. So send us your fantasy, and then we'll read them off next week. That'd be great.
Anyway, it's been a real fun pleasure. It went by like this today.
God, seriously.
I really had fun with you guys. And I hope that we could do it again next week. We'll probably
Thank you, Matt.
Doing it together. We might be doing it together. We love to do things together.
I know.
Anyway, look at how red in the face I am after hearing that fantasy. I'm like, whoa!
I know. I think we're both flushed.
That fantasy got me going there. Anyway, if you guys got fantasies, let us know. You can reach both of us on where you found us on Instagram or YouTube, wherever you're watching this. We love you guys.
So there's a question about where we have events. Karen and I need to do an event together. I think we need to do an event someplace as soon as this stupid fucking virus is over with.
How do you really feel about the virus?
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as this stupid fucking virus is done, we're going to do a Wild Women event.
I think we should. Oh my God, that would be so much fun. How many of you would come to Los Angeles and meet us?
Would you guys come to LA and meet us and go to an event with us?
Would you come to LA and meet us for an evening?
Yay, they would. Okay.
Awesome.
Glad to hear it. Anyway,
Okay.
guys, it's been real. We love you, and we will see you next week.
Yep. Send us your fantasies next week. We'll be back.
Send questions.
And I'll have the full video up on YouTube. It'll be popping up as time goes by. Check them out every day. There's a new one coming up.
New one, and we have Patreon pages, by the way. If you guys want to check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/
Yeah, support us on Patreon. We don't have sponsors here, so support us. Yeah, we'd love it.
Support us on Patreon. Mine is patreon.com/ Karen Lee.
And mine's patreon.com/Dr. Nancy. So we'll see you next week. Have a great week. Thank you guys for being here. Both of you, all of you. Love you, Karen. All right, thanks guys so much for joining us. And I'll have the full video so you can see Karen's have to coming up in the next week or so. Have a great night. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to each other. That's the most important thing. Thank you. Bye-bye.